Not all content is created equal. The sooner you understand that, the quicker that you'll actually be able to build and grow your business. If you're an online fitness coach, I have a little snippet for you. I've created a free masterclass, which is in my school community. Link will be in the description. And this is me breaking down the winning content formats that the top 1% of fitness coaches in your space right now are using to scale and grow their business. Have a little look.
Hello, welcome to the training. I'm going to teach you the strategy behind content on Instagram, and I'm basically going to teach you the 4 core formats on basically how to make more money as an online coach. Now, if you're wondering who even am I and why you should listen to me, my name's Michael. Since late 2024, I've been helping online fitness coaches basically make more money in their business and build more predictability through client acquisition, and I do this using a system I call the Infinity Wheel that I've built and branded over time. And one core format, or one massive part of the Infinity Wheel, is content, because content is very important nowadays. And if you're here, you probably know that, so I don't need to explain that. So let's start. So this is the 4 core real formats and where they sit in the funnel. And we've got real examples coming later. So if we're going to divide it into 4, we're saying flexing, which is kind of like, yeah, you know what it is, flexing, talking head content, which is kind of like my little camera down here just talking with some captions, transformations of either your results or client results, and then luxury content. Luxury content is a mixture, a bit like my formats video that you may have come from. It involves a lot of editing. There's a lot of setup, there's a lot of editing involved, and recording and creating picture images. Like, it takes quite a few hours to create a luxury piece of content, but I'll show you some examples. And the thing is, each 4 of these has a purpose. So let's say flexing, for example, that's top of funnel. It gets attention and showcases experience. Like, for example, because you're flexing in the mirror, you've shown years of experience, like, you know what you're doing. But there is low trust, and there is a very low, if basically zero, probability that you'll convert anyone using that content. I'd say use it sparingly. Talking head, middle of funnel, that's like unlimited potential for testing ideas. It's just so easy to use. It's great for nurturing your existing audience and shifting beliefs. And then we got transformation, bottom of funnel, shows the process and results, build trust, stronger for converting, and I'd say use that as regularly as you can, with a fine balance, of course, which we'll get into. And then luxury content, very strong when it's done well. It really highlights your authority, it proves your coaching ability. It can be time consuming, however, to create it. Like I said, it takes a few hours to make. I'd say use it sparingly to avoid burnout. Unlike the first one, which I'll say use sparingly, not to avoid burnout, but because too much of it is not a good thing. This, however, because it is very time consuming. Right, so I'm just going to show you here. This is how over 80% of coaches post content, either one of 2 ways, and you might be one of them. With these 4 pieces of content, flexing, head talk, transformations, and luxury, quite often people do quite a bit of flexing, like half and half, flexing and then some like talking head videos, and they might do one random luxury video like once in a blue moon, 1 to 2 times a month maybe. Or you get guys that do way too much flexing, loads of mirror selfies, loads of like their friends in the background just taking loads of pictures of them in the gym, they're posing, no talking head. So remember, talking head is like great for nurturing your audience. So they're not nurturing their audience, they're not warming them up, but they're showing loads of transformations, which is stronger converting, but only if you warm them up first. Because if you're trying to sell to someone who's not warmed up, what good is that? And then they don't even bother with luxury content. So let's go with this one, 50-50, flexing, head talk. This is the problem. Like, let's just say coach number 1. Doing it this method, they get some attention and new followers from flexing. Depending on the topic of the talking head video, they're building trust. But because they're not showing transformation or proof or selling, then there's no proof, there's no process, and there's no understanding of what they do, and they're not converting. And then they just get that one random luxury video that just seems out of place because it's not really a part of the way that their content system. Then you get the other guy, loads of flexing and trying to sell loads. So that's literally it, getting loads of attention. And from shitty leads, to be honest, because that's the only way they're getting leads, just through flexing, posing. So there's no trust building. There's way too much push for sales because we don't even know you. We're just seeing pictures of you. We're just seeing you in the mirror. We don't know you, and you're trying to sell to us. And there's no real authority or knowledge to show, so they don't even attempt any luxury type videos. And this is obviously a problem, so we need to fix that. So how? You need balance. And we're going to think of a triangle like I've got here. We've got share, solve, and sell content. It's how you need to split your content types, because not all content is created equal. So share is basically, this is like a guide. This is some sort of guidance, but it depends a lot on your goals, your brand, like what you're actually trying to do with your business. But as a very good guideline, you do 60% share content, which is sharing your story. It's a broader message, and it's to attract aligned followers. 30% solve, which is to solve specific problems and educate with value and shift beliefs, and I'm going to show you some examples of this later. And then 10% transformations, case studies, testimonials. I've even seen client interviews. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Or just straight up make a post just selling. Like, people do it in their own way. But you need balance, and you need to be ticking all the boxes, really. And this is also known as top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Share, top of funnel. Solve, middle of funnel. Sell, bottom of funnel. You may or may not have heard that before. So what I'm going to do, just to basically make it a bit more tangible for you to understand, I'm going to rank some videos. I've done these 4 formats and just a few bonus formats, and I'm going to rank them in 3 different ways. I'm going to rank them by growth potential, I'm going to rank them by trust building, and I'm going to rank them by conversion power. Because, like I said, not all content's created equal, so you need to know exactly what you're trying to achieve when you post these pieces of content, and understanding which formats suits it best is obviously a good thing. So if we're going to rank these things by growth potential, zoom in a bit. So flexing videos by growth potential, I'm going to say it's in between A and S. I'm probably going to say A. Flexing, I'm going to put as A by growth potential. Now, there is nuance. I'm going to make this clear. There's nuance to it. Because it could be D if they just post some random, like if a picture of themselves in a mirror in their bedroom, then it's rubbish. But if you do a good picture in a gym, like good lighting setup, then it could be A. Depending on how good you do it, it could be S. It could be on a stage of a bodybuilding show. But typically, I'm going to say A. Talking head, I'm probably going to put B. Again, there's nuance to it. But if you're talking transformations, D. Like, we don't know you, so we don't need to see transformations. Luxury content, I'm going to put S. And there's so many different types of luxury content, but I'm going to put S. Challenge promo, D. Don't stop trying to sell to us, we don't know you. Podcast clips, maybe C. It's better than transformations and challenges, but podcast clips aren't really the way. Viral remix, S. So by growth potential, really you want to be focusing on luxury content and viral remixing, which is clearly takes more time to do. Other than that, if you've got the body, if you've got the physique, flexing. Talking head has the potential to go to A if you're talking about the right things, but there, I think that's about right. Now, if we rank it by trust building, flexing, I'm going to put D. It doesn't belong in, you don't build trust really. Like, it's attracting guys, it's growth potential, not trust building. Talking head, S. That is the one for trust building. That's how you build trust, it's how you shift beliefs, it's how you share stories and perspectives. That is the way. Transformations, tricky one. I'm going to say it's between B and A. If done right, it could be A. Quite often it's B. Like, if I'm going to say, like, majority of people, when I see them do this, they just do it wrong. Or they miss something, like they're missing some important things. It has a potential to be A, not really S. A or B. And I'm going to say on average people are making it so that it's B. Luxury content. It's tricky. A. Oh, you know what? It's tricky. It's between A and S. It really depends. And I'm going to explain. There's different types of luxury content, right? If you create, like, if you're educating and you're really showcasing your knowledge, okay. Like, in that regard, I'm going to put it as S. Like, if you're really, like, maybe longer reels than normal. But if I'm not going to say viral, I'm going to separate luxury and viral for this. So as long as you're not doing it to attract and you're purposely trying to build trust, then luxury content is really cool for that. Viral remix, however, I'm going to say probably D. It doesn't build trust. It's viral just for attracting, really. That's why it's S for growth potential. Do you see the difference already? A challenge promo for trust building. It's either C or D. Podcast clips, maybe C again. Podcast clips just aren't all that nowadays. They don't really fit in. They're designed for podcasts. Like, they don't really fit in with short form content anymore. Conversion power. Conversion power. So flexing, D. Talking head. It's quite tricky. I'm going to put it A. Transformations, S tier. Luxury content, maybe B tier. Viral remix, D tier. Challenge promo, I'm going to put S tier. Podcast clips, D tier. Right, and the reasoning behind that is transformations, yes, like transformations, client interviews, case studies, testimonials, like make content around that. That is conversion content. That is sell content. If we're talking back here, that is sell content. That's what all this is about. Talking head, again, like you have to be talking about the right thing, and I'd probably say talking head, if you create a case study, I just want to, I'm going to rewrite that, put case study talking head, because there is nuance to it. Case study talking head. Talk about a result and explain it and share a story. Luxury content, yeah, kind of. I won't lie, I'm going to put it down to C, because these are the ones, this is not the sort of thing that you really make for conversion. It's these three. These are conversion content. It's a sell content. Now, so really, you can see the difference. You can see the difference there. It's all over the place. Right? Every piece of content is made. You should create content with something in mind. You should know your goal before you post anything. But if you're still wondering, I still don't know what to post. I'm going to go through some real examples. And there's a reason I put question mark here and explain. So we've got some real examples of share, which I'll explain, solve, and sell. And we're going to go through them together right now, live. If you're interested, stick around.
Will ever have in your progress in the gym and with your fitness is just simply understand.
This is a talking head piece of content. You see, she's talking to the camera, picks up the phone, caption at the top to try and intrigue the biggest bottleneck in fitness.
What to do, and it sounds so obvious, but most people don't even get this right, including myself in the past.
See how we done a hook and he done a curiosity hook. Start again.
You will ever have in your progress in the gym and with your fitness is just simply understanding what to do, and it sounds so obvious, but most people don't even get this right, and including
know what to do. It sounds so obvious, but most people get this wrong.
Myself in the past.
Including myself in the past, and now he's going from experience. So he's gone from a hook, he's given that curiosity, and now he's basically giving you a reason. In my own experience, showing some pictures, some proof. This is why you should listen to me.
I'd always be trying to change up my plan.
There's strategies to talking head, and there's different ways of doing it.
But once you understand the big picture of fitness, extrapolate the little micro variables that go into it, such as training, recovery, nutrition, timing meals, what to eat, all these different little things, you just understand what works, and you get the most potent progress from the results that you're already doing.
Short and simple, really, and then a quick explanation, kind of dropping a golden nugget. And then we got a sell piece of content.
Something you have to remember is the calories that you start on will not be the same as the calories that you finish on. It's an evolving number. So this is me when I started my cut. I'm never going to get this fat ever again. I was around 28% body fat, and because I was this high in body fat, I could start relatively.
So do you see? I'm not going to play the whole video. You see how he's just kind of. It's a case study. It's a case study of himself, and he's just doing a green screen over it, breaking it down, explaining what he was doing. He's even got the stats in, showing the step count, the calories he was doing.
Pretty high with my calories, 2,700, and I was still.
And explaining why he's that high with his calories.
Body fat at this calorie calorie number. I was doing around 11,000 steps. Then 2 months later,
And then also in this one, he has a guide. So it's not straight up sell, it's not straight up call to action to work with me. This one is comment for a guide, which then goes straight to the bottom of the funnel. But he's got another one here, and that's different. This is another one he's just got straight up. Boom. Client result, 10 weeks, before or after picture, some stats. DM me the word transform for coaching details. It's just a straight up sell. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's different because he's not trying to attract, he's not trying to grow, he's not trying to shift beliefs with that. He's just selling. Here's your opportunity to work with me. And share content is a mixture. It's a mixture, and it's one of those things where not many people do it. People actually often avoid it. It's a mixture of luxury, talking head formats, luxury formats. It's a whole. It's just loads of formats, but you need to take time to kind of study, and it takes time, and effort, and you need to test in different ways. Test loads of different things. Post organics. Just keep posting different things in organic without burning out and overloading yourself. Finding outliers, seeing what other people are doing, what formats are working really well. It takes a lot of time and effort. But the problem with this, I'm not going to just say do this, because formats don't last forever. Like if you came from my S to D tier piece of content, if that's what got you here right now, I could bet in 1, 2, maybe 3 months that piece of content wouldn't work very well anymore, and I'd be running a completely different format. And that's just the name of the game. These formats they don't last forever, so when they work, you should take advantage of them. And this is why it's a mixture of testing and trialing things out, and then just taking advantage of it. Okay? But even if you nail all of these formats and you get it all right, you get it all down to a T, posting and relying on organic or trying to up the volume constantly and just constantly keep going in the organic game is tiring. It uses a lot of energy, and especially if you're trying to do other things or you've got other projects in mind where you're trying to either expand the business or in your personal life, it's exhausting. It takes a lot of time and effort. And that's basically when I'd offer you the chance to try a hybrid solution. Because the thing is, I wouldn't just completely rely on organically creating a fantastic piece of share content and just constantly trying to redo it over and over again organically. A hybrid solution is where you just put a bit of money behind something that's already working, and then you take advantage of it until it stops working. But just constantly do that hybrid solution, paid content and organic content. Sorry. But that is literally the long-term strategy, and that is literally what I'm doing for my clients. That's how I'm building that predictability. That's how I'm actually getting them to make more money with a business that they love and they don't find like a burden. They don't wake up thinking, oh, I need to create another piece of content today. Tired already, just waking up knowing that they've got so much work to do. They have predictability and systems in place. They just rely on the hybrid system to run. So if that sounds like anything you're interested in, let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram. And before you go, if you haven't already, grab my template below. Grab your very own template for all these formats that I've talked about in this video, and it will help you get started and start dominating the social media content space. Okay? Hope you have a good rest of your day. Reach out to me with any questions.